Ever wonder if we're truly alone in the universe? Well, something happened in Las Vegas that might just make you a believer. The story starts late at night. On May 1, 2023, a police officer's body cam is rolling, capturing the quiet suburban streets. Suddenly, a brilliant green fireball streaks across the night sky, moving incredibly fast, glowing with an unnatural intensity that's nothing like a typical meteor or firework. The officer is stunned, watching it plummet towards the ground. That single, bizarre flash of light was just the beginning of one of the strangest nights Las Vegas has ever seen. Just moments later, around midnight, a 911 call comes in. The caller is frantic, almost breathless, tells the dispatcher there are creatures in his backyard. Not animals, but something else entirely. He describes them as huge, maybe 8 or 9 feet tall, with big shiny eyes and large mouths. He swears they're not human, 100% not human. He's terrified, and so is his family. They heard a loud crash right after seeing the light fall from the sky at time, and when they looked outside, these beings were there. It sounds like a scene straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but for this family, it was terrifyingly real. The police dispatcher, trying to remain calm, asks for more details. The caller struggles to describe what he's seeing, repeating that they are large and look like aliens. He says they're in his backyard, and he can hear footsteps. The fear in his voice is undeniable. You can hear another family member in the background, equally scared. Think about it. You see a UFO crash, and then moments later, there are giant non-human figures in your yard. What would you do? The family was so shaken they locked themselves inside, waiting for help to arrive. When the police finally get to the house, the situation gets even weirder. The officers are cautious, not knowing what to expect. They speak to the family, who are still visibly shaken. The officers themselves had seen the green light in the sky, which corroborates the first part of the family's story. As they investigate the backyard, they don't find any giant aliens, but the ground tells a story. They discover a strange, perfect circular impression in the dirt, right where the family said they saw the craft land. It's as if something heavy had pressed down on the soil, leaving an imprint. The evidence was puzzling. The initial police report was filed, but the story didn't end there. For weeks, the family was too scared to go back into their yard. They reported seeing the figures again, moving in the shadows. The case caught the attention of UFO investigators and the media, turning this quiet suburban home into the center of a media frenzy. Some people were skeptical, of course, dismissing it as a hoax, but others pointed to the evidence: the police body cam footage of the fireball, the terrified 911 call, and that mysterious circle in the ground. The officer who saw the light even told his partner he was getting butterflies, a gut feeling that something unusual was happening. So, what really happened that night in Las Vegas? Was it a sophisticated prank? A military experiment gone wrong? Or did a family genuinely come face to face with visitors from another world? The case remains a mystery, a chilling modern-day close encounter that leaves us with more questions than answers. It forces us to look up at the night sky and wonder what else might be out there, watching us. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more mysteries. Thanks for watching. Imagine, it's just past midnight in Las Vegas. The city that never sleeps is buzzing, but in a quiet suburban neighborhood, something truly bizarre is about to unfold. On May 1, 2023, a police officer's body cam captures a strange light streaking across the night sky. It's a brilliant flash of green, seen by people all over Eastern California, Nevada, and Utah. People just thought it was a meteor, a cool sight, and went on with their nights. But for one family, this was just the beginning of a terrifying ordeal. About 40 minutes after that flash of light, a frantic call comes into the 911 dispatch center. The caller, a young man named Angel, is breathless and terrified. He struggles to get the words out, tells the dispatcher that something big crashed in his backyard, but it's not a meteorite he's worried about. He says there's something else out there, something alive, and it's huge. He describes seeing 2 massive figures. They're not human. He estimates they're 8, maybe 10 feet tall. They have big, shiny eyes that glow in the dark and huge mouths. He's with his family, hiding, absolutely petrified. He swears he's not joking, that this is real. You can hear the genuine fear in his voice. He says they're 100% not human. He's looking at them right now. They're in his backyard. The dispatcher, trying to stay calm, asks for more details. Angel explains that when the object crashed, it felt like a shockwave, a bang that shook the whole house. He and his brother went to investigate, and that's when they saw it. A creature, tall and otherworldly, standing right there. It made eye contact with him, and he says his whole body just froze. It was like sleep paralysis, but he was wide awake, staring into the eyes of something impossible. 2. The police arrive on the scene, and they're skeptical, as you might expect. This sounds like something straight out of a movie. But when they talk to the family, they see the fear is real. The officers go into the backyard to investigate. They don't find any giant creatures, but they do notice something strange. There's a distinct, circular impression on the ground, right where the family said the object landed. It's as if something heavy had pressed down into the dirt. The police searched the area for hours, even deploying a helicopter to scan the neighborhood from above. They interviewed neighbors, but no one else reported seeing any creatures. Officially, the case was closed due to a lack of evidence. The mysterious object in the sky was logged as an unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAP, but the beings in the backyard, they remained a mystery. So what really happened that night? Was it a prank? A shared delusion brought on by panic after seeing the meteor? Or did this family actually come face to face with visitors from another world? The 911 call is chillingly convincing. The physical evidence in the yard, while not definitive, is certainly intriguing. This case remains one of the most compelling and strangest close encounter stories in recent memory. It leaves us with a question that has fascinated humanity for centuries. Are we alone? After hearing this story, you might not be so sure. Sport. What do you think happened in that Las Vegas backyard? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you want to dive deeper into more unexplained mysteries, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have you ever heard a 911 call that sends a genuine shiver down your spine? Not just a prank call or something easily explained, but a call filled with such raw, primal fear that it sticks with you long after you've heard it. Today, we're diving into one of those calls. It's a story that has become a legend in certain circles, a chilling piece of audio that seems to blur the line between reality and nightmare. It all started on a quiet night, with a frantic call to a 911 dispatcher. The caller, a young man, sounded out of breath, his voice cracking with terror. He was reporting something strange, something he couldn't comprehend. Said he was with his family, and they had seen ... things. Creatures. He described them as being incredibly tall, maybe 8 or 9 feet, possibly even 10. They were skinny, almost unnaturally so, with long limbs and big dark eyes that seemed to swallow the little light available. The dispatcher, trying to remain calm and gather information, asked where these beings were. He said they were hiding, trying to stay out of sight, moving behind a large truck parked on his property. He kept saying he could see them, just glimpses, their unnaturally tall frames silhouetted against the dark. There's a conviction in his voice, a certainty born from pure terror. He's not guessing. He's stating a fact that his mind is struggling to process. He insists they are 100% not human. 2. He describes how one of them was looking right at him, and it had a face, eyes, and a mouth. But it was just ... different. Alien. Police were dispatched to the scene, and this is where the story gets even stranger. When the officers arrived, they didn't just dismiss the call. According to reports that surfaced later, the officers also witnessed something inexplicable. Things saw strange lights in the sky, heard unusual sounds, and even reported seeing shadowy figures moving in the periphery, figures that defied easy explanation. The official police response was cautious, but the on-the-ground experience of the officers seemed to corroborate the callers' sheer panic. They couldn't confirm they saw aliens, of course, but they couldn't explain what they did see, either. This incident wasn't a one-off event. The family involved reported continued strange activity around their property for days afterward. They claimed to hear footsteps on their roof at night and see those same tall, shadowy figures lurking in their yard. What do you think happened? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoy diving into mysteries like this one, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a case that feels like it was ripped straight from a science fiction movie, but I assure you, it's all too real. This is the story of a night that one family will never forget. A night that left police officers scratching their heads and a community buzzing with questions. So, grab your snacks, turn down the lights, and let's get into it. It all started on a seemingly ordinary evening. A frantic 911 call shattered the peace of a quiet suburban neighborhood. The caller, a young man, was breathless, his voice trembling with a mix of terror and disbelief. He claimed something was in his backyard, something huge, and it wasn't human, he said. There were creatures, tall, shadowy figures with big eyes, moving around his property. His family was terrified, hiding inside the house, listening to the strange noises from outside. Dispatchers, accustomed to all sorts of calls, initially treated it with a degree of skepticism. Was it a prank? A person under the influence? But the genuine fear in the caller's voice was undeniable. So, they sent a unit to investigate, expecting to find maybe an animal or a simple misunderstanding. What they found, however, was far from ordinary. When the first officers arrived on the scene, the atmosphere was thick with tension. The family was huddled together, visibly shaken but unharmed. The officers began their standard procedure, sweeping the property with their flashlights, looking for any sign of an intruder. The backyard was dark, surrounded by trees, creating long, dancing shadows. At first, they saw nothing out of the ordinary. But then, one officer's flashlight beam fell upon something that made him stop in his tracks. There, in the soft dirt of the backyard, was a perfect circular impression. It was large, several feet in diameter, and looked as if something incredibly heavy had landed and then taken off again. The soil inside the circle was compressed, much harder than the surrounding ground. There were no tire tracks leading to or from it, no footprints around it, nothing to explain how it got there. It was just there, a silent, mysterious testament to something strange. Inside the house, the officers began interviewing the family members, one by one. This is where the story takes an even stranger turn. From the youngest child to the oldest adult, every single person told the exact same story, down to the smallest detail. They describe being alerted by a strange sound, like a low hum combined with a whooshing noise. They looked outside and saw a bright object descending into their backyard. Then, they saw them, creatures. They said at least 8 to 10 feet tall, slender, with large, dark, reflective eyes. They weren't aggressive, just observing. The family, overcome with fear, locked the doors and called for help. The consistency of their stories was remarkable, almost as if they had rehearsed it. Yet their raw, unscripted fear told a different story. The police were stumped. There was no physical evidence of these creatures, but the circular mark in the yard was undeniable. And then there was the video. The family had managed to capture a short, blurry clip on a cell phone before they retreated inside. The footage is shaky and dark, making it difficult to discern anything clearly. But if you watch it closely, you can see movement, a flicker of motion in the shadows, something tall and lanky moving just beyond the reach of the porch light. It's a fleeting glimpse, but it's enough to send a chill down your spine. It doesn't look like any known animal, and its movements are unnervingly fluid and unnatural. So, what really happened that night? The official police report lists the incident as unfounded, citing a lack of concrete evidence. But for the family, and for the officers who were there, the event was anything but. Was it a mass hallucination, a shared delusion brought on by panic, or did something truly from another world pay a visit to a quiet backyard? The circular mark in the dirt, the family's unwavering testimony, and that haunting piece of video footage leave us with more questions than answers. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary events happen in the most ordinary of places. What do you guys think? Let me know your theories in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more mysteries. Until next time, stay curious. Have you ever heard of the Las Vegas alien encounter? The one from May 2023, a family calls 911, absolutely terrified, claiming two 8-foot-tall creatures with big, shiny eyes crashed in their backyard. The police even captured a strange light streaking across the sky on their body cams just minutes before the call. It sounds like the beginning of a Hollywood blockbuster, right? But what happened next is where this story takes a truly bizarre and unsettling turn. After that initial frantic 911 call, the world held its breath. News outlets swarmed, UFO investigators descended on the quiet suburban neighborhood, and everyone wanted to know, what were these beings? Where did they come from? But, as the days turned into weeks, the initial excitement and fear morphed into a creeping, profound sense of mystery. The creatures were gone, vanished, as if they were never there at all. Immediately following the incident, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department launched a thorough investigation. They canvassed the area, interviewed neighbors, and deployed drones to scour the neighborhood from above. You'd expect them to find something, right? A footprint, a broken branch, some kind of strange residue left behind by a non-terrestrial craft. But they found nothing. Absolutely nothing. The backyard, which had been the stage for this incredible close encounter, was disturbingly normal. Day after day, the patrols continued. Police officers, and later, even civilian UFO research groups, combed every inch of the property and the surrounding desert landscape. They brought in sophisticated equipment, hoping to detect any lingering energy signatures or unusual radiation. Though, the result was always the same, a complete and total blank. It was as if a ghost had passed through, leaving no trace of its existence. This lack of evidence is, in many ways, more chilling than finding a crashed ship. It defies all logical explanation. How could two massive 82-foot-tall beings simply disappear from a residential backyard without a single person seeing them leave? How could they evade drones, police patrols, and the watchful eyes of an entire neighborhood on high alert? There were no reports of strange vehicles, no more mysterious lights in the sky, just silence. The family at the center of it all stuck to their story, their fear and conviction palpable to anyone who listened to the 911 call. They were clearly traumatized by what they saw. Yet, with no physical proof, their incredible tale began to exist in a strange limbo, caught between a credible eyewitness account and a complete lack of corroborating evidence. This leaves us with the one question that has haunted ufologists and curious minds ever since. Were these beings truly visitors from another world? Did they possess technology so advanced that they could appear and disappear at will, leaving no trace for our primitive detection methods to find? Perhaps their crash wasn't a crash at all, but an intentional, albeit brief, visit. Or maybe their ship had a cloaking device, allowing them to repair their craft and leave unnoticed, right under everyone's noses. The possibilities are as endless as the universe itself. The Las Vegas backyard incident remains one of the most compelling and frustrating modern UFO cases. It's a story with a terrifying beginning, a mysterious middle, and no end. The beings vanished without a trace, leaving behind a legacy of pure mystery and one haunting unanswered question. Were we just visited? And if so, will they be back? What do you think happened that night? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more dives into the unknown.